Hello and welcome to the live session. Hope you can hear me. So just let me know in the chat if you can hear me so that we can go ahead. So we will be doing related party transactions. So can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Just let me know. So we'll be having an introduction to related party transactions. So as you know, related party transactions is very important for the company law exam. So in related party transactions, what are we going to study? So first is section 188, which talks about related party transactions. We will have a introduction in this YouTube live class. If you want more details, you can get in touch with us. So in general, what happens in a related party transaction? So let us say we have two companies. So the first company is company A and the second company is company B. All right. So if we have in company A, we have directors. Let us say we have two directors, Siddharth and Vijay. Okay, Siddharth and Vijay are the two directors. And in company B, we have Renu, who is one of the directors, and Vijay's son Arun is a director. So what is happening? We have Vijay is in company and Arun is in company B, and Arun happens to be Vijay's son. So hope you can hear me, hope you can see. So we are doing the related party transaction related concepts. So when you look at this company A and company B, what are you understanding? What are you understanding with respect to company A and company B? We need to understand mainly with respect to if there is any agreement or contract. If there is any agreement or contract between this company A and B, it must be disclosed. Why it should be disclosed? Because we have related parties. Who are the related parties? Who are the related parties? Just tell me in the chat. So the related parties are Vijay and Arun. So because the relationship is between company A and company B and these people are related, this is a simple example. Related party transaction can be between two companies where you have common directors, where we have holding and subsidiary relationship, correct? Like that, there are many ways. Or you have KMP or their relatives are there in common companies. So there are many different ways, but this is one simple example. Let me know in the chat if you are getting the picture. Let me know if you are understanding. So what are we trying to understand here? Related party transaction, company A and company B, they are having any agreement or contract. So this we have to disclose. Why should we disclose? Because the shareholders of A and B should get a fair deal and they should know that Vijay and Arun are related and this company is having a transaction. So if they are okay with it, no problem, but we should tell them. We cannot hide this fact and we have to disclose it to them. Is it clear? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, please. So now, when these related party transactions happen, except in certain circumstances. So what is that? So suppose we have a transaction between A and B. So let us take company A and B. Suppose we have a transaction where the transaction is in the ordinary course of business. So ordinary course of business is what? The regular day-to-day business of that particular company. The regular day-to-day business of that particular company. What is that? And if the transaction is in an arm's length price, transaction is in an arm's length price. That is generally what we call as normal market price. So in such circumstances, you don't have to disclose. So in simple, what is happening? Company A and company B are having an agreement or contract, or basically they're having some business deal. It could be buying and selling of any goods or services, anything of that sort. So in this scenario, what is happening? In this kind of scenario, the agreement is there, and our case Vijay and Arun are related, so company A and company B should disclose this to the shareholders, and shareholders should be okay with this transaction, because these two companies will become related parties. These two companies, company A and company B, will be related party. Why? Because they have directors who are related. Directors Vijay and Arun are father and son. Clear? Is this clear? Please let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the chat if it is clear, so that we can go ahead. Okay, good. So if this kind of transaction between A and B, the transaction or this business deal is in the ordinary course of business, regular day-to-day business, and that transaction is in an arm's length price. That is the price which we would have for anybody. Price which we would have for anybody if we are giving the same price. So suppose company A and company B are giving some software services, for example. So company A is buying software services from company B, and company B is charging, for example, rupees 40 lakhs for the software. So now suppose the market price is rupees, let us say 40 lakhs itself. No, sorry, the market price is, let us say 20 lakhs. Sorry, market price is 20 lakhs, or what we call as arm's length basis. But because this company A is buying, and let us say Vijay and Arun are father and son, they're buying at 40 lakhs, which is above arm's length price or market price. So Vijay wants to give a favor to Arun, and they're buying the software for 40 lakhs, but actual price is only 20 lakhs. So who is losing out? The shareholders of A company, they will lose out. Correct? Shareholders of A company will lose out. I want you to please let me know in the chat. Nobody has commented in the chat. Just let me know in the chat if you are understanding what is happening. Please let me know in the chat. Nobody has commented. Please let me know. Otherwise, I won't know whether you people are understanding, because this is not a Zoom class. That is the reason. So this is what we call as the related party transactions. Okay. So company A and company B. So if you are buying it for rupees 40 lakhs, but actual market price is 20 lakhs, that means it is not in arm's length basis, and that is the reason why the agreement or contract must be disclosed to the shareholders of these companies. Okay, good. So please do comment, otherwise I will not know. So thank you, Venkat, for the comment. I want everyone to comment, otherwise we will not know what is happening. Okay, related party transaction. So far you are understanding. So now what is the important thing we need to know over here? So when we say related party transaction, first we should know who is a related party, correct? Who is a related party? A related party is director or his relative. So in our example here, so director is Vijay, his relative is his son, and he is in the other company. So any transaction between A and B will be a related party transaction. Please remember, related party transactions are permitted. There is nothing wrong in related party transactions. The only thing they're saying is, if it is within the limits, you have to disclose and take the board of directors resolution. If it is above the limits, then take shareholders resolution or ordinary resolution in the general meeting. That is what they're saying. So related party transactions is nothing wrong or nothing bad. It is just that we need to disclose it properly, and this is what we need to get the clear picture. Fine. So next, what happens? So permitted. So disclose and do it and go ahead. There's absolutely no problem. So now, who is a related party? So related party is basically director or his relative, which we saw over here. KMP or his relative. So second is what? KMP or his relative. Third is what? A firm. It could be even a partnership firm or any other entity in which the director, manager or his relative is a partner. So suppose we have, let us say, a company and there is another partnership firm. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people. So let us say the second person is also a partner in the partnership firm. So he is a common person. So if we have any transaction, if we have any business between the company and the firm, it becomes a related party transaction because here the director is the same person as the partner in the firm. So we have a common person. So because common person is there, it will be considered as a related party, and because it's a related party, it is a related party transaction, and we have to comply with section 188 read with the rules. So this is what they're trying to say. So they've given the list. So basically what should we understand? Related party transactions are not prohibited. Related party transactions are regulated. So you need to make the proper disclosure, then take the approval from the board of directors, and wherever required, take the approval from the members. So this is the basic concept which you should know about a related party transactions. So you know what is related party. Now further, what are they trying to say over here? List of relatives. So when we say related party, there is a word which we get over here. See this word here, director or his relative. So who is this relative? We need the definition. 2 subsection 76 talks about related party, right? 2 subsection 77 talks about relative. They've given a list of relatives. So who is a relative? Members of a Hindu undivided family. That is the first point. So how are they related to each other? Two people, how are they related to each other? Second is what? Husband and wife. So once they are married, they are declared as husband and wife, and obviously they are related, you know that. Then if one person is related to other in the different scenario, so we have father, mother, son, son's wife, daughter, daughter's husband, brother, sister, these are all relatives. So we'll take an example. Let us say Mukesh Ambani. So Mukesh Ambani is a director. So his relative, his father, Dhirubhai Ambani, he is not there now. Suppose he was alive, he will come into picture. Then mother, then children, son, Akash, Anant, then wife, that is son's wife, daughter-in-law, that is Akash wife. Then Isha, that is the daughter, Mukesh Ambani's daughter. Then the daughter's husband means son-in-law, and brother, that is Anil Ambani, and sister if he has sister. So all these people will come on. But there is a loophole. The loophole is that friends are not covered here. So actually, if you want to do any related party transaction with a friend and if you get some benefit also, you are kind of exempted, because related party transactions, if they are friend as a company or something. But here in list of relatives, friends don't come. It is blood relatives or relative through wedding, like what? Daughter-in-law, son-in-law is not your blood relative, but because of the wedding they become your relative. So that is the thing which you need to know. So what did we understand here? We understood first is what is related party transaction and why we should disclose it, and why when we don't have to disclose, when we don't have to comply, if the transaction is in the ordinary course of business, and the important word is and the transactions is in a arm's length price. Transaction in a arm's length price. That is normal market price for the service or product is there. That is called arm's length price. Correct? So this is what it is. So except for these things, everything else is called as a related party transaction, which is disclosed, which should be disclosed, and which should obviously be regulated. So let us see this important thing. So I hope you are getting. So what are the kind of transactions? So the scope of related party transactions is mainly when we need to take a approval from the board of directors, that is in a physical meeting of board of director we need to take. And what are the kind of transactions? So no company can enter into a contract or arrangement with the related party with respect to 7 kind of transactions. With respect to 7 kind of transactions. So this 7 kind of transactions is actually like this. So board resolution at a physical board meeting. So what do we need? We need a board resolution at a physical board meeting. Correct? Board resolution at a physical board of directors meeting. It cannot be virtual meeting, or it cannot be video conferencing, VC meeting. Clear? So we need to take the consent for the related party transaction for what are the items. So we just made a word. So there are 7 kinds of arrangement transactions or contracts. For this we need to take the approval. So what is that? So we call it as pulao gravy services. So what is that? P is for selling or disposing of any property. So for this what do I need? I need the board of directors approval. So if you see here again, section 188 provides that except with consent of the board of directors given by a resolution of the board of directors meeting and the conditions as per rule number 15, no company shall enter into a contract or arrangement with a related party. So you cannot enter into a related party transaction where this 7 kinds of transaction is there. These 7 kind of transaction actually involves almost every business transaction that a company enters into. If you see this 7, it is almost like all the business transactions are covered over here. So what is this? P. Selling or disposing of property of any kind. So this is what happens in every company. Understanding or underwriting or subscription of securities. So underwriting also happens. Leasing of any property. In every business this happens. Appointment of agent for selling of goods or services. This is very, very common. Appointing agents, appointing franchisee, appointing people, right? Suppliers, vendors. Then appointment of any person to the office or place of profit. So that means to your own company or to your company's subsidiary or to an associate company. That means where you have 20% voting share in some other company, that is called associate company. So subsidiary company or your own company or associate company. These are the 3 kinds of companies. So in any of these company, if you appoint any person to a place of profit or any post like director, CEO, CFO, something like this. So if you see here, you cannot do that with the related party. You cannot do that with the related party without board of directors approval. Correct? So this is something which you should know. Very, very clear. So this is what we call pulao. Then G. G is for gravy. G is what? Sale proceeds of any goods or services. Sale or purchase. So this happens everywhere. So in every business we are doing sale or purchase. And what sale or purchase we are doing? We are doing sale or purchase of any goods or services. Obviously. So this everything. So you cannot do this with a related party transaction without approval. That's all they're telling. Cannot do without approval. They're not saying don't do related party transaction. So again I repeat, what are they trying to say over here? Related party transaction, whenever we study, they're only trying to say that related party transactions are permitted. You should just disclose, plus you should have a board of directors resolution and take shareholder resolution if it is beyond the limit. So this is something which you should know. So once you know list of relatives, you know what are the kind of transactions. So these are the kind of transactions which cannot be done without the related party transaction approval. So you know, so now what did we study so far? We studied what is related party transaction. We gave an example of company A, company B, and how Vijay and Arun are related, correct? Then you can go for any transaction without approval if the transaction is in the ordinary course of business, if the transaction is at an arm's length basis. So let us take a look at it. Transactions which need approval. What transactions need approval? Transactions which are not in the ordinary course of business, or transactions where the price is not in arm's length basis. So in such a scenario, these transactions need approval, or what we call as related party transactions which need approval. Transactions that don't need approval. When you don't need approval? When do you don't need approval? If you are doing a transaction with a related party transaction, with a related party, if you're doing any transaction with a related party, if it is in the ordinary course of business, if it is in the arm's length price, then you don't need approval. So simple. What is this arm's length price? So if market price is, for example, rupees 10,000 for any service or product, and you're selling it at 10,000, then it is normal. So it is arm's length, because for your relative also you're giving at the same 10,000. For others also you're giving at 10,000. So nobody is losing out here. Everybody is gaining. But if you sold for 15,000 or 5,000 rupees, we need an explanation. Why are you doing at a price which is less or more than the arm's length? So the question to ask is it being sold, or is the transaction being done at a lower or higher price? Is it to benefit any of the related party? So we know who are the related parties. Then we know what are the kind of transactions. So let us say you went and purchased a property at more than market value from a related party. You purchased a property which is more than market value at related party. Then you'll say, why did you do that? So if the shareholders of your company should be okay with it, otherwise you cannot do it. So that is why if it is an arm's length basis, there is absolutely no problem. But if it is not, then you need to take the approval. This is very, very important. You should know this very, very well. Clear? Is there any doubts over here? Is there any doubt? So this is the basic points I'm trying to tell you in related party transaction. You should have a clear picture. Then we can go ahead and understand the other points. Clear? So far, any doubts? Let me know. Now let us come to how do we go ahead with this in a further sense. So approval of the board of directors cannot be by circular resolution. So what are they saying? Resolution for related parties should be at a duly convened meeting of the board of directors, and only thereafter it can be entered into. So it should be a board of directors meeting which is in a physical format. You cannot have a VC meeting and approve a related party transaction. So क्या है first live है executive का? It is not like first or last. It is close to exam, and that is why we are doing related party transaction, because many students have asked. Okay, Maitrik, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स पूछ रहे थे कि रिलेटेड पार्टी ट्रांजैक्शन का क्लास चाहिए, तो इसीलिए हम यूट्यूब में फ्री क्लासेस अभी डाल रहे हैं. ठीक है, ओके फाइन. सो लिस्ट ऑफ रिलेटिव्स डन. So nature we understood. What are the kind of transaction? Who is a related party? So what did we understand? Let us quickly revise. First we understood who is a related party. We understood that. Then we understood what is a related party transaction and why we should disclose it, and why we don't have to if it is a ordinary course of business arm's length price. Then we got a understanding of who is a relative. So we took example of Mukesh Ambani. So all his relatives list we took. So if these people are there in any of the other entities, and if he's there and they're doing some business, direct or relative, key MP or relative, firm in which there is a relative, private company, body corporate. So all these things is a very huge list. So if these people are there anywhere, and mostly they will be, it will become related party, we should take the disclosure and we have to take approval from members if required. Then we understood what are the kinds of transactions which need approval. What are the kind of transaction? Pulao gravy services. So we just made a word for you to understand. So we need a board resolution at a physical meeting for consent for related party transaction. For what kind of transactions? There are 7 different kinds of transactions or contracts, and this is what we need to understand. I hope you are getting the picture. This is quite a complicated concept. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. If you are understanding, please let me know. Then we understood transactions which need approval and transactions which don't need approval. So when we don't need approval, when it is in the ordinary course of business and at a arm's length basis, we don't need the approval. Clear? I hope you are getting. I'm breaking it up step by step for your understanding. Okay. Next, very interestingly, Rule 15 of the Meeting of the Board of Directors rules provides that company shall enter into a contract or arrangement with a related party subject to following conditions. So what is this? So what are they saying? Related party transactions are allowed, and we need certain conditions for related party transactions to go ahead. Right? What is that? What is that? What is that? So let us see that. First thing is that the agenda of the board meeting should disclose these things. So what is agenda? So for every board meeting, the first document we call it as notice, inviting everyone for the meeting. Whom are we inviting? We are inviting directors of the company. So obviously board meeting means we'll invite directors, not other people. So what is the document along with notice? Notice we will give agenda. Agenda means what matters will be discussed in the meeting. That is what we call as agenda. Correct? So in this agenda to the board meeting, what should we disclose? Name of the related party. Who is it? So let us say, for example, Anant Ambani is the related party, or if it is some other company, because we said related party includes what? Private company, firm, correct? Body corporate in whose directors everybody else is accustomed to act. So many things. So we will look at that. Then we will see the nature, duration of the contract and particulars of the contract. We'll see all these kind of things. Correct? Then what will happen? Then what will happen? Just take a guess. We have to give the details of the particular material terms. That means what are all the things and what is the value, because board of directors should know what kind of transaction they're being approved. So board should come prepared for the meeting. Then any advance paid, if you are paying any advance, that should also be disclosed. Then the pricing and the commercial terms. That means, is the pricing in arm's length? Is the pricing not in arm's length? See, they are not saying that if it's not arm's length, it is wrong. If it's not arm's length, they are only telling that let the members decide. If members are okay, it's fine. So this whole related party is to protect the members. That is the whole idea. The manner of determining the pricing and other commercial terms, both included as part of the contract and not considered as part of the contract. Whether all factors relevant to the contract have been considered. If not, details of the factors not considered with the rationale for not considering those factors. So did you consider everything? If yes, how. If no, why you did not consider. Then any other information relevant for the board. So any other information which is relevant, that should also be clearly disclosed. And if there is any interested director, they will not be present in the meeting when the discussions is happening, and they will not be part of the transaction. So if the director is interested, so I think you are getting a picture. All these details, where do we give? We give it in the agenda to the board meeting. Agenda to the board meeting, all these points come into picture. Next, prior approval. That means, when do we need approval by a ordinary resolution of the members? So far we studied about the board, correct? We studied about the board. Now we will look at the members. So what is this prior approval? Prior is before the transaction itself, we should take the approval. When should we take? If it is before the transaction, there are some thresholds. So this threshold is something which you have to remember. There is no other way. It's easy. So we studied those points, right? That purchase and sale of goods or materials, etc. So if you are doing purchase and sale, which is transaction value of equal to or more than 10% of annual turnover. So let us take for example, so we have Mukesh Ambani, and he's doing a transaction with a company where his son Anant or Akash are directors. So it becomes related party transaction. Suppose, just for example, the annual turnover of the company is 100 crores. So 10% is how much? 10 crores. So if this transaction for sale, purchase or supply of any goods or materials, directly or through agent, if it is 10%, what is the annual turnover? 100. 10% is 10 crores. If it is 10% or more, then what do we need? We need an ordinary resolution in the general meeting. Ordinary resolution in the general meeting we need. This is important for us to know. Clear? So they've given this threshold. Same way for buying or selling of property, it is if you are spending money which is more than 10% of net worth, if your net worth is 500 crores and you're spending 60 crores to buy a property, your shareholders deserve to know, why are you doing this with a related party? Why is this? So you have to take their shareholder approval. If shareholder says, okay, we have 500 crore, in that 60 crore you give to related party to buying property, it's okay, no problem, it is worth. If shareholders feels that it is justified, it is fine. And what are they saying? Ordinary resolution. Just more than half of the members should agree. That is more than 50%. More than 50%. So that is what we need to understand. Great. Appointment to any office or place of profit in the company. Same way, if you are giving monthly salary of 2.5 lakh or more, or annually 30 lakhs or more. So you have many people. So let us say you have CEO, you have CFO, you have CS, you have different director. If you're appointing somebody to office or place of profit, because 30 lakhs is not a big amount for senior people, a salary, especially if you see CEO, CFO, CS, director level, 30 lakhs is not a very big amount. I'm not telling for fresher, it is for experienced people, it's not a big amount. So that time again you need to take a related party transaction approval, that is ordinary resolution, if you are appointing somebody who is a related party and if you are giving them more than this amount of salary per month. Okay, monthly remuneration, everything. So for underwriting, if it is more than 1% of net worth, so if all these transactions happen, you have to take ordinary resolution and not a board resolution. Are you clear with it? Just let me know. Are you clear with it? Then same way, what are the other things which you need to understand? So exceptions. So when these resolutions are exempted, exceptions. Suppose there is a wholly owned subsidiary. Wholly owned subsidiary means you are you are owning 100% of the subsidiary company, then this resolution is not required, because it's going to be quite funny. So let us say company A is the holding company and company B is the subsidiary company, and company A is having 100% shares in company B. So why will you pass a resolution? Anyway, it is indirectly held by company A. So they've done a good thing. So related party transaction between holding and wholly owned subsidiary, even if you are crossing this transaction value of this threshold limit given in this table, you don't need a ordinary resolution, shareholder resolution, because it will be funny. It is 100% owned by A, so obviously they'll agree. So this exception is given. And this holding and subsidiary, if the accounts has been consolidated financial statements, if their accounts is consolidated, then you don't have to go and you don't need it. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. So information to be provided. So in explanatory statement, so section 102, we need to give explanatory statement, and there we should give again same name of the related party, name of the director, then nature of the relationship, nature, material terms, any other information which is relevant. So all these details we are going to give. So this is the basic concept relating to related party transactions. So if you have any doubts, you can let me know. So this is where we are going to stop the class. If you still need more information or if you need more help relating to CS, you can WhatsApp us. If you have any other inquiries also, we are always there to help you. We will come out with more live classes on YouTube. Definitely will come. We'll also come with recorded concepts on YouTube. But please remember, 100% syllabus cannot be completed on YouTube. For 100% syllabus, you can go to our website or you can subscribe to our classes. We are always there to help you. We want you all to become a CS, and this whole Ekcel Academy channel is there. So please do subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, you will get a lot of good videos. You can just check out. So just one small subscription will give you the notifications. So we wish you the best. You can join us for free on YouTube, or if you want more help, you can always visit our website, or you can download our Android app, which is Ekcel Academy, EKCEL Academy, and the website is excelacademy.com. So thank you very much. I will see you in the next class. If there's any doubt, let me know. Please tell me if you have any doubts over here. We have what is related party transaction. We gave an example. Then we understood who are the different related parties as per 2 subsection 76. Then we understood who is a relative and what are the different kinds of relatives. Clearly we have understood, right? Then we have understood the nature of the related party transactions, right? That we also gave you a list. Then what transactions need approval, what transactions don't need approval. Then board resolution at a physical board meeting should be given for any of these 7 kinds of transactions or contracts. So all this we have done. We also told you when you need ordinary resolution. So this is the brief, and what should be in the agenda and what should be in the document relating to explanatory statement. So I hope you understood. For more classes, you can definitely subscribe to our channel, and regardless of that, whatever you need, you can just WhatsApp this number. We will be happy to assist you. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Thank you.